42, Fighting Irish are coached by Mike Rapone and the rest of your Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now I ask if you'd all please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Genesee Community College, where we have our third game of the day getting ready to tip off between Perry and Notre Dame. My name is Alex Brasky alongside Mike Rose for the Batavia Daily News, here to bring you the second first round game of the small school bracket at the Pete Arras Memorial Basketball Tournament, which is being hosted by the Batavia Lions Club. Mike, two great games to kick things off, a 5-point game followed by I believe a 4-point game. Just incredible stuff that we've seen so far today, and this should be another great game here right now.
Yeah, I think we got another really good game coming here between a couple of really good teams and Notre Dame and Perry, so should be our third good game of the day here.
Notre Dame, a team that uses almost every player on the roster, while Perry, a slim roster, sticks to about six guys, as Keith Shapansky, big man in the middle, gets the first bucket for the Fighting Irish. As Notre Dame gets the steal, they look to push the other way. A nice behind the back from Colin McCulley, and a nice finish. Colin McCulley, son of Notre Dame all-time leading scorer Tom McCulley, who helped lead Notre Dame to a state championship. So he's got the pedigree, Mike.
That he does. There's no doubt about that.
Gabe McDonald, the other top player for the Irish, number 23, with the ball inside to Henry. Cody Henry rejected by Michael Hockey and rebounded by Michael John Grover. Inside to Carson DeVinny, and that one's rejected by Shapansky. So, Mike, we haven't seen a lot of size thus far today outside of Colton Dillon, you'd say, and maybe a little bit for Roy Hart, but Shapansky, it's a mountain of a man right there.
Keith Shapansky can make up for all the size that we missed all day with how big he is out there, and he's going to be a guy who is going to eat space in the middle for this Notre Dame team.
Henry with the rebound, and this one's been back and forth so far. Looked like Sanders thought it was going to be an over and back call, but that was a loose ball. He could have picked that ball up.
Yeah, just not good communication there, knowing what the situation was. Makes up for it there, though. Nice little layup.
Sanders Jr., there he is. And Notre Dame out to a heck of a start, 6-0. Perry doesn't know what hit him.
Yeah, we've seen it all day, teams getting off to fast starts, and both the teams that have lost so far today have been the teams that got off to fast starts, so it'd be interesting to see how that plays out in this one.
Travel by Michael Hockey. Ball goes back to the Irish. There's Hockey on the run, looking for Perry's first points. And there they are, inside to Garrett McClurg. McClurg, a unsung hero for this Perry team. Does a lot of the little things, a good distributor. So you'll see these 5 on the floor for much of this game. You'll also hear from Caleb Carr once in a while, but it'll mainly be these 5 and Errol Chisholm, another talented guard for Perry. Carson DeVinny for 3 off the front rim, and he doesn't get the roll.
I got to tell you, that rim on this end of the gym tonight has just had some brutal rolls for a number of players tonight.
I want to give that advice to Leroy or Batavia. Coming up next is Gabe McDonald makes it an 8-2 Notre Dame lead, and the Irish are off to a heck of a start. Like I said before, coming up next we have Batavia versus Leroy, our our second game of the large school bracket. First game of the day was Attica versus Roy Hart. Attica punched its ticket to the large school bracket finals. That's what's coming up next. But until then, we'd like to thank Bubba's Landscaping. We have all your plowing needs. Set up your snow removal contract today. Also, affordable floor covering. Our waterproof flooring loves pets. 0% financing is available. Also, ankle and foot centers of Western New York. Dr. George Arvito, 585-297-9761. Last but not least, Whiting Law Firm in Leroy. The Whiting Law Firm celebrating 38+ years of experience. Start the clock. McClurg to the corner to Hockey. Into the middle to Michael John Grover. Mitchell Hockey for 3, no good. Rebounded by Shapansky. Looked like he dragged a pivot foot there, did Ethan Chadbourne, and ball goes back to Perry. Perry looking to work their way back into this one, down 8-2 early on. DeVinny for 3. Off the back of the rim, rebounded by McClurg. Chadbourne fighting for it with McClurg, and McClurg is whistled for the foul.
And so far, Perry just really can't buy a bucket. They had the one fast break opportunity, but other than that, it's been tough sledding so far. It's just been some open looks. Just can't bury him right now.
So McDonald driving the lane, and he's able to put it up and in. Stolen away by Tony Zambito. Sneaky defense there from Zambito. Colin McCulley with the off-balance shot. 10-point lead for Notre Dame.
It's a really, really strong start by the Fighting Irish. They've been lights out.
Michael Hockey for Perry. That ball goes off the hands of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Not that Ryan Fitzpatrick, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Great group of names in this game, let me tell you.
Mitchell Hockey to Michael Hockey, and Perry calls for another timeout. Coach Anthony Macaluso not happy in the early going, Mike.
Yeah, definitely not happy right now. A lot of standing around and not a lot of action right now from Perry on the offensive end of the floor.
And we'll take a quick break. All right, and we're back. As Perry will look to work their way back into this game. Currently down by 8 points. They've already taken 2 timeouts. That's not what you want as they throw it out of bounds, but I guess it was tipped by Notre Dame, so ball will stay with Perry. Hockey with a nice move to the bucket. That one drops. So the Notre Dame lead has been cut to 6. Under 2 minutes to play, first quarter. Offensive foul, ball goes back to the Yellow Jackets. So a timely timeout, Mike, and Perry has responded with a bucket and then the stop.
Yeah, you knew it was a matter of time before this Perry team righted the ship here. They got a lot of talent, so I don't think either one of us expected a blowout in this game, and Perry's not going to get blown out if they continue to will their way back into this game.
Carson DeVinny comes flying in, but he's called for the foul as he went over the back on Ryan Fitzpatrick. Inside to McDonald. McDonald with the pivot. And a good look at the bucket, and he converts. Garrett McClurg slips and falls, but he's fouled before. Looks like it's going to be on Tony Zambito. Wrong numbers. Oh. JV call. So Hockey, once again, contacted by Zambito, and that's 2 quick calls on Zambito. He'll be subbed in for by Mark Sanders Jr. Zambito unhappy. So it seems like he just got in the game, and 2 quick fouls, he's back out. Mitchell Hockey for 3. Bang! Mitchell Hockey, 5 quick points, gives Perry a good boost. 14-9 now, 5-point lead for the Irish. McClurg works it up to Hockey, into the corner for DeVinny. Hockey back with it now, into the corner for Michael Hockey. McClurg back out to Mitchell Hockey for 3. He's on fire, Mike. That's 8 points in about 2 minutes, and Mitchell Hockey is carrying this Yellow Jackets team, and they're back within 2.
And this is kind of more what we expected from Perry. They're able to play good defense as they get another deflection and almost near takeaway there. And get out in transition, get the ball moving, and get some open looks.
But another big response, Gabe McDonald. Notre Dame in a 1-3-1 defensively. A deep 3 for Hockey. That one maybe a little too deep as it goes long.
A little bit of a heat check there, maybe.
And that'll do it. End of the first quarter. 4-point lead for Notre Dame. Perry off to an incredibly slow start, but they rebound and make it reasonable going into the second quarter. Reminder, coming up next game, Batavia versus Leroy. Battle between 2 Route 5 neighbors, so look forward to that. And also, this tournament is brought to you by Bubba's Landscaping. Bubba's Landscaping, happy holidays. We have all of your plowing needs. We'll do it all. Set up your snow removal contract today. Shoveling and salting too. Bubba's Landscape. Residential and commercial services are now available, accepting applications for snowplow drivers, loader operators, and sidewalk shovelers. 768-6578. Also, affordable floor covering. Open Monday through Saturday. Affordable floor covering, 4152 West Main Street in Batavia. 585-345-1108. Our waterproof flooring loves pets. Also, the Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York, medicine and surgery of the foot and ankle. Dr. George Arvito, 8745 Lake Street Road in Leroy. Also, the Whiting Law Firm in Leroy, 38 plus years of experience. The Whiting Law Firm Mike might have to give them a call. You know he's a troublemaker, and he may assault me by the end of this day.
More likely than you think.
So Hockey swings it over to McClurg, off the foot of McCulley, and it rolls out of bounds. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jump pass to Michael Hockey. These Hockey brothers can play some basketball, Mike.
Your string of very bad jokes on names continues deep into the night, I guess.
Sanders Jr. to Cody Henry. Great pass, or a great look anyway. Inside to McDonald, but goes off the fingertips and out of bounds. So Dennis Van Duzer checks in for Perry. We haven't heard from Errol Chisholm tonight. I believe he started in the last game I was at of Perry, so maybe something going on there in terms of injury or otherwise. As McDonald with an easy bucket inside, 3-point lead for the Irish.
And McDonald's off to a strong start, and that's a good sign for the Fighting Irish. She's really kind of the engine that makes them go out there.
Oh, and too high for Hockey, and it goes out of bounds. Three-point lead for Notre Dame. Another great look from Henry, this time to Shapansky, and he finishes. I'll tell you what, Mike, Shapansky has come a long way in terms of being able to finish at the rim. Although he's gotten two very easy looks, he's got a little bit more touch on that ball from inside this year.
Yeah, definitely. I remember him at last year's tournament, and, like you said, not quite as much touch as he has now. Struggled to finish inside in that game.
Hockey with the rebound and just dribbles it on out. He'll look to analyze the defense in the corner from Michael Hockey. That's his second of the night, Mike. 8 points for Mitchell Hockey, 6 points for Michael Hockey. And that's all but 4 points for Perry thus far in this one. McCulley for three. Off the back iron, rebounded by McClurg. Heat check. No good. Oh, what a beautiful pass. Gabe McDonald with the easy lane. Shades of Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. McCulley, a quarterback in football, showing his skills there. Hockey for another deep three. This one is good. These Hockey brothers can fill it up, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, from a team that started out couldn't hit anything, all of a sudden the Hockey brothers have heated up, and in doing so have gotten Perry right back into the thick of this game.
Oh, beautiful pass to Shapansky. We're seeing some great passing from Notre Dame here tonight, Mike.
We're seeing some great basketball being played in this third game here.
Take from Hockey, and he's fouled. Mitchell Hockey on the aggressive all night long. Or maybe I should say bringing the aggression. Maybe that sounds a little bit better. But either way, he's been mighty impressive so far. Hockey gets a shooter's roll, but it went up top off the cage. So they disallow the basket.
What do you think the overall free throw percentage of the tournament has been today?
I'd say about 35%. Very poor. Another miss. Could be these rims, Mike.
I don't know if it's the rims or,
you got to
or
make
what
them
it
tighter.
is.
This is a college venue. A lot of dunking going on. You got to make sure you got the tight, strong rims. Maybe, who knows? Shapansky inside and one. Keith Shapansky, if he's able to do that, Mike, this Notre Dame team is going to be scary.
Yeah, I mean, if he's able to finish inside consistently with the size and space that he eats up in there and the guard play that they have around him, like you said, this is going to be a dangerous team down the stretch of this season. They're trying to get a rise up in your power rankings, I think, is what's happening there.
Yeah, I actually saw Rick Rapone, JV coach for Notre Dame, on the way in. He looked at me and he just said one word as Michael John Grover gets it to go. Just said one word, Mike. He said 13? That's where they currently sit, but hey, they lost their biggest game of the season to Lindenville at home. They haven't really recorded a signature victory otherwise, and they're in search of that tonight as Colin McCulley has come to play, and it's now a 6-point Notre Dame lead. This would be a signature win for the Irish, Mike.
Yeah, we know you got a high bar in your power rankings too, so.
Stolen away by McDonald. Lob to McDonald, and he finishes. This is the best game Notre Dame's played all year by far, Mike.
Yeah, they have looked sharp so far tonight. You can tell they definitely came out in this one motivated and ready to play and ready to make a statement tonight about just how far they can go this season.
And Errol Chisholm checks into the game for the first time tonight.
Your wish is granted on that one.
One of the best names in Section 5. It's an old school name, Mike. I had an Uncle Errol. Pass inside to Michael John Grover. Off the front rim, out to Michael Hockey. Hockey drives, and it looks like he tried to force his way in, Mike, and gave the little forearm, and that's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, you know, I was just sitting here thinking to myself how fundamentally sound this Perry team has looked so far, and you know, I don't even have to say it. I just thought it, and I got the announcer's jinx there with the push-off.
Well, you're known to do that, Mike. Skip over to Ryan Fitzpatrick. That goes long, but it's rebounded by McDonald and put back. And look at that, Mike. Notre Dame's lead is out to 10 points.
Gabe McDonald is definitely one of the best players on this Notre Dame team, and he has certainly played like it tonight. He has been fantastic in this game.
And give his teammates credit. They've done a great job finding him in transition and in the half court. Conversely, Perry, outside of Mitchell Hockey and Michael Hockey, have been able to do nil offensively. Oh, look at Shapansky just grab it over everybody.
If he chins the ball up there, there's nobody on the court that's going to reach it.
McDonald, pump and go, reverse. Oh, that would have been a beautiful finish. Chisholm, inside.
It was a
Way
nice
too
move by
hard.
Chisholm, but he got met by the brick wall that is Keith Shapansky.
Perry coach Anthony Macaluso wanted a foul. Here we go the other way. Carson DeVinny with a transition layup, and maybe that can get Perry going.
Much needed bucket here. This is the second prolonged scoring drought we've seen in the game by Perry, and it really comes down to someone else besides the Hockey brothers right now have to get going if Perry wants to win this game, because Notre Dame is playing really, really well.
McDonald stops, pops, doesn't get the roll this time. Michael John Grover on the push. Chisholm looking to drive, nothing doing. Swing to the corner to Hockey. Hockey back out top to Chisholm.
Nice
three.
pass.
No good. Foul on the rebound called on Carson DeVinny, and he's down. Doubled over in pain, but it appears as if it's just minor. So you have two subs coming in for Perry. Caleb Carr and Garrett McClurg. This is Carr's first action of the night. The last time I watched Perry, Carr exited the game in the first half with an ankle injury. Good to see him back on his feet. Sanders Jr. almost from the out-of-bounds line, and it's good. Deep three, Mark Sanders Jr.
That was a deep three, and he shot it with a lot of confidence.
Chisholm with the drive. Great feed to Caleb Carr, and he misses the layup. That's a bunny, Mike. You got to convert those.
Especially when you're struggling to get points on the board. You get opportunities like that, you're going to have to convert if you're Perry.
11-point lead for Notre Dame. Oh, strong takeaway there from McDonald, but he can't get it to go, and he keeps hustling. A lot of contact underneath, no call. And Mitchell Hockey, about the easiest bucket you'll get in your life.
Especially if you're him, because he draws a lot of defensive attention.
So under 20 seconds to go, now under 10 seconds to go in this second quarter. Perry looking for a stop, trying to keep it under 10 going into halftime. Deep three from McCulley off the front rim, rebounded by Perry. And that'll do it. We'll go to the half. 36-27, Notre Dame in the lead. Can't imagine a better first half for Notre Dame, Mike.
No, that couldn't have gone any better for the Fighting Irish. They played about as well as you could possibly play. Gabe McDonald with a really strong first half. Shapansky showed some real nice touch out there in the inside for him, and they were able to really kind of just get whatever they wanted going throughout the entire course of that first half. And, I mean, on the side of Perry right now, they were just struggling to find much offense outside of the Hockeys, and if they can't get someone else to step up, they're going to either need Notre Dame to go cold or they're going to need the Hockeys to go absolutely ballistic if they want to win this game.
So that'll do it for our first half of play. 10 minutes until the second half. We're going to take a quick break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the second half of Perry versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame with a great first half currently leads Perry by 9 points. Mike, what do you think Yellow Jackets got to do to get things going here?
Oh, they definitely got to get some help outside of the Hockey brothers in this second half here. Those guys were lights out in the first half, but they also got to look to try and get some easier baskets. Right now, not a lot of transition points, not a lot of points in the paint for Perry in that first half. They need to get more of that going if they want to start and chip into this deficit.
McDonald with the travel. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. Looking for our roster up here. We seem to have lost one of them. We do have Notre Dame, though, Mike. We know all the Notre Dame players' names. Although I know all the Perry kids anyway, so we're good. But that certainly is something that you don't want to encounter. Free ball from DeVinny. Nice hustle from McClurg, but it stays with Perry. And that's one player for Perry that, if you watched Perry versus Alexander, we live streamed that game in the Attica boys basketball tournament a couple weeks ago. Carson DeVinny was the MVP of that tournament, but we haven't heard from him yet tonight.
Yeah, had a couple open looks at three in the first half, couldn't get one to drop. And, you know, right now it's just been an offensive struggle for Perry.
Sanders Jr. for three. Tried to bank it in. McDonald, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebounded by DeVinny. Mitchell Hockey looks to push. Michael John Grover, you haven't heard much from him either. Kick out to Hockey, swing to DeVinny. Perry just looks like they're just not getting what they want. DeVinny for three, and it's good. It'll be big for Perry if he can get going. That cuts their deficit down to 6.
Yeah, if he starts to heat up, I mean, this turns into a completely different game because both the Hockeys played really well in that first half. So if they can get that third guy to start contributing here in this second half, this will turn into a completely different game.
Three ball from McCulley, no good. Rebounded by McDonald. He goes back up with it. That's what Notre Dame's been able to do. Every time you think Perry is going to get back into the swing of things, Notre Dame responds.
And it's been a lot of offensive rebounds for Notre Dame. McDonald's been on the glass a lot tonight.
McClurg from the free throw line. No good. And DeVinny with a nice hustle play. That's what Coach Anthony Macaluso likes to see.
That's a big rebound going up and taken away from Shapansky.
You'd like to see some excitement from this Perry team. Maybe not the most emotional bunch, but they don't seem to be playing with much emotion so far. As Michael Hockey with another bucket.
Yeah, right now it's just like you said, not a lot of it just feels like not a lot of energy and engagement right now out of them, and especially in that first half. We'll see if they can get going here in the second.
And that's in complete contrast to the first two games where there was a ton of energy in the gym on both sides. DeVinny with the rebound, kicks it out to Michael John Grover. Had a look, but decides to pass it up, and instead tries for a kind of a nifty move there inside, unable to come up with it.
He's had a number of looks at three-pointers tonight. He's passed just about all of them up, and at some point you got to at least take one, otherwise Notre Dame's just going to start to leave him alone out there.
Long way to go here. Midway through the third quarter, 6-point Notre Dame lead. Gabe McDonald has been the catalyst for the Irish, while Mitchell Hockey and Michael Hockey have driven Perry's train.
And Chisholm's making an early appearance in this second half. We didn't see him until all the way in the second quarter, but he's the first man off the bench here in the third.
Cully looking for room, can't find any, but he sticks with it, gets all the way to the rim, and ends up a little bit short. Perry now looking to push. Michael John Grover for three, bounces off.
He finally let one go.
Oh, and an offensive foul called on McDonald. Or no, an illegal screen called on Cody Henry. I apologize. So Perry, they're right there knocking on the door, 6-point deficit. Just need to get over the hump now.
Just keep waiting for them to make that one push to tie this game up and get some excitement going on that sideline.
Oh, and a great look inside to Hockey, but he's unable to convert on the layup, and it will go back to the Irish. McDonald looking for room, and that's a travel. I thought that was a questionable call. Looked like he may have kept his pivot foot there, and I think you see that a lot in basketball. A lot of times the officials are watching the upper body instead of the feet, and in a movement just looks like a travel, but it's really not.
Yeah, he kind of made like a jerking motion with his upper body that made it definitely look like a travel, and so it was called. But I think you're right. I think he did do a good job keeping that pivot foot there.
Great ball movement from Perry. Another great pass. McClurg.
We've seen that a couple times tonight where they have those possessions where the ball is popping around the perimeter and they get some good looks, and just haven't been able to do that consistently tonight offensively, Perry.
That one goes short, and they're no longer turning the ball over. That led to a lot of Notre Dame's points in the early going, transition buckets off of missed shots and turnovers. They've done a good job shoring that up as Hockey thinks better of going up against the trees, and this Hockey steps out of bounds. Four-point game. Perry hanging around. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Another great game for you here on the Batavia Daily News Facebook page. I'm sorry, YouTube page. Three ball from McCulley. He's fouled on the three. Cardinals sin.
Don't ever foul a three-point shooter.
Never foul a jump shooter, period, much less three-pointer. And a few updates from around the region, Mike. Girls basketball, Oakfield beats Wheatland Chi-Li 54-42. Oakfield, defending sectional champion, but they're without their starting point guard, Danica Porter, for the year, who hurt her leg. And Mike, a quick comment on these missed free throws coming from my brother, a basketball savant. Says the longer court here, maybe it affects their legs, maybe a little bit more tired. They don't have as much when you slow down, and because we've seen three-point shooting not really be as strong for many teams here tonight either.
I think he's onto something there.
Nice take from Hockey, no good. Almost able to get his own rebound, but it's a loose ball, and we have a travel, even though I don't think there was any possession there.
Yeah, I have
questionable call.
I have no idea how a travel can be called there, because I don't think anyone had the ball.
Up, and Coach Rapone has called a timeout to give the officials a piece of his mind. But Mike, a couple more updates from around the league. Elba girls beat Perry 51-25. Bryn Walzak 22 points. Leah Bizon 18 points for the Lancers. Calmon boys at one point were ahead 60-42 over Gananda. That's in the Red Raiders' own tournament. And the York boys, get this, Mike, 74-34 winners over Wheatland Chi-Li.
We haven't had any games like that here tonight.
No, thank goodness. So here we go. Quick inbound from Perry in a 5-point game with 2:30 to go in the third quarter. Chisholm to McClurg. Nice pass to Hockey. Hockey finds room. Count it. The hoop and the harm. Michael Hockey has a chance to cut this lead down to 2. Hockey, that one rattles out. So McCulley with it now. quiet down considerably as McCulley, as is McDonald for that matter. There's one point where they were just going tit for tat with each other. Keith Shapansky also with a big game for the Irish in this one. That ball rolls out of bounds.
Perry, you mentioned earlier not letting Notre Dame get out in transition, and their half-court defense tonight has been fantastic, really, since the second quarter on.
Inside to McClurg. Looked like Ethan Chadbourne got a piece of it. That one rolls out of bounds, stays with Perry. Chadbourne's played some valuable minutes here tonight. The big man, 35 for Notre Dame, and looked like he got a piece of that one there.
Perry's starting to create some really easy looks for themselves inside.
And this is what you can't have if you're Notre Dame. You can't send Perry to the line. Although they've struggled from the line, you can't
Who hasn't?
You can't start giving them free looks at points. There's Hockey, nothing but the bottom of the net. Found his legs on that one, Mike.
Somebody had to eventually, right?
I know if you were out there, you'd be knocking them all down.
Knockdown free throw shooter I was in my day.
At least in your own mind. Hockey, 2 for 2. And Perry is within 1. This is the closest they've been since the beginning of the game. So Perry, finally, with a chance to take a lead.
I was about an 80% free throw shooter in my day, just for the record.
McDonald looking for room to work to Sanders Jr. Over to McCulley. McCulley, deep three, and it's good. That's what the Irish have been able to do all night long. They've responded at every turn.
And McCulley has played a really strong game in this one. He's hit some tough shots in this game.
That one will stay with Perry.
If you're Perry, though, those are the shots you got to live with. That's a deep three. You got a hand in his face, and just better offense that time.
Hockey barking out orders to his teammates. Into the corner for Van Duzer. Now it's Hockey with it. Over to Van Duzer. Van Duzer splits 2 defenders. Carr, nice bounce pass to Hockey. Bang! Nice corner jumper from Michael Hockey. McCulley. Cool as the other side of the pillow, Mike.
He's got a smooth jumper. Only a sophomore, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
Mark Sanders Jr., only a junior for Notre Dame, so this team has a bright future ahead of them. Chadbourne gets the loose ball. Now it's McDonald on the run. Sanders Jr. looking to drive. Kicks it to Chadbourne, who fires up a 3. Bank is open. 3-ball, Ethan Chadbourne. And Notre Dame with a spurt to end the third gets the lead back up to 7. A huge three-pointer from Ethan Chadbourne.
That's a big-time shot at the end of this quarter. That really, a quarter where Perry looked like they might finally get some momentum headed to the fourth. Chadbourne snatches it all back with that shot.
So we'll take you through our sponsors here. Beginning with Bubba's Landscape. We'd like to thank Bubba's Landscape. They've been a great supporter of all of our broadcasts during the fall and winter season, so thank you to Bubba's. Also, Affordable Floor Covering, another consistent sponsor of ours. Almost always on the docket, so thank you, Affordable Floor Covering. Also, Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York. Dr. George R. Vito, a new sponsor to the rotation, so thank you, Dr. Vito and Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York. Also, the Whiting Law Firm, another valuable sponsor of ours. So thank you to the Whiting Law Firm, 31 West Main Street in Leroy. We also want to give quick thanks, Mike, to the Genesee Community College staff. They set us up here very nicely, and Tom Klotzbach, the IT guy that we've been working with. I'm not sure what his exact role is, but I know him as the IT guy. Did a great job getting us everything we needed, set us up with the network. It's just been a great experience here at Genesee Community College. And Mike, you even got your pizza.
Yeah, the pizza was delicious. Batavia's original. Very good pizza down there tonight.
I'm a Cinquino's guy myself, but to each their own.
I'm a fan of all the pizza places in town. I got to tell you, we're very fortunate.
And Cinquino's, that's the new Paulie's. If you're used to Big Paulie's Pizza, that is no more. Big Paulie taking a step away from the pizza business. And Cinquino, great boss, too. I deliver pizza for Mike. Very nice boss to work for. I think I earned brownie points with that one, Mike.
I think you're working hard to earn them, if nothing else.
I think I'm gonna record that and send it to Angela. Two for two, Mitchell hockey. Perry just won't go away, but give Notre Dame credit. We also want to give a quick shout out. How could I forget, Mike? Our own Mark Gutman, our own IT guy of sorts, does all the logistical work behind these broadcasts, setting up the sites, getting the networks figured out. So, longtime photographer of the Batavia Daily News, Mark Gutman, much more than just a photographer now. But I'm not going to lie, his son Luke, who was here shooting with him tonight, shooting these games, he's really gaining on him in terms of photo quality. Mark better watch out. He's nipping at his heels.
Coming for a job?
I don't know if Luke is old enough to obtain working papers, but he's in line for a job, that is for sure. Michael Hockey with a nice reverse layup. And here comes Perry, back within 3. McDonald. Defensive foul on Dennis Van Heuser. Could have gone either way there. It appears as if they got the right call. The lob into Shapansky, right back to McCulley. Ooh, kind of a weak call there, but...
Shapansky's been real quiet in the second half. Haven't called his name very often.
McCulley's short. Mike, you want to know what I want? Halftime of the next game, Mike Rose free throw clinic. Free clinic for all in attendance. Just get out there, show them how it's done. McCulley, 1 for 2, and timeout called by the Irish. So, Mike, now that we have a quick second of this 4-point game, give us a quick preview of what you expect in the next game between Batavia and Leroy.
Batavia and Leroy, that's going to be an interesting matchup with no Zach Gilberto tonight for Batavia. He is out. He was injured in the last game, not cleared to play tonight. He is expected to be back on Monday, according to Batavia head coach Buddy Brasky, who I talked to this afternoon. But with him not being out there, he's their leading scorer, so it's going to be interesting to see where their points come from. On the Leroy side, it's a team that isn't a real potent offensive team, so you know Batavia's going to bring their good defense in. Leroy's going to have to find a way to get some buckets if they're going to want to upset the favored Blue Devils, who are favored to win the whole tournament here in the large school division.
Yeah, Batavia hasn't lost many tournament games over the years.
I think the most recent loss was to University Prep.
That's correct, the eventual champion that year.
But they defeated them that same year in sectionals when it really counted.
That's what matters, Mike. That is what matters. Tough to beat a team like Batavia twice in a season. So here we go. 6.5 minutes to play, and another great finish for you here on the Daily News YouTube channel. Brought to you by Bubba's Landscaping, the Ankle and Foot Health Center of Western New York. Also the Whiting Law Firm and Affordable Floor Covering. So we'd like to thank our sponsors, as always, for bringing you this broadcast. And it's been a long day so far, Mike, but it's been enjoyable. We've had some good basketball and some close games.
Yeah, can't ask for much better games than the 3 we've gotten here so far. And like you said, it looks like we're gearing up for another good finish here between Perry and Notre Dame.
Donald unable to convert. Perry with a chance to cut it to 2 or less. And a blocking foul called on McCulley.
Some unhappy Notre Dame fans about that call.
Looks like that's Notre Dame football coach Joe Zambito. Gotta love that. Coaches from different sports coming to support the kids that they coach in other sports and showing emotion too, getting emotionally invested into the game. But as we know, Coach Zambito, a former hoops coach himself, long time at Elba, sectional title there. Bit of a makeup call there, I think, Mike, as it appeared to go off of Perry, it appeared to go off from Notre Dame, but nonetheless, Notre Dame basketball.
Personally, I don't think there was anything to make up for, but like you said, nonetheless, Notre Dame ball here. Costly turnover by Perry.
Ooh, and a ticky-tack call there. I have to question Section 5 officials, the board, for requiring 3 officials on some of these games. I think sometimes it just becomes overkill and you see too many things being called, although you see it the other side, whereas you see if you get 3 good officials, you see it officiated very well, but sometimes you just see over-officiating in these 3-man scenarios. Michael John Grover with a nice spin move, and that's another foul going to the basket.
Right now, Colin McCulley can't find a made free throw there in the last 2 front ends of those 1-on-1s, and that's let Perry stay only down 4 in this game and a chance to cut into it right here.
Michael John Grover unable to convert on the free throw. Another quick shout out, Mike. Steve Ognabeen, stringer photographer for the Batavia Daily News. Does a nice job helping us out. He's homesick today, Mike. Unable to make it. But
we hope he feels better. It's that time of year.
Thank goodness for the Daily News, though, bringing you these broadcasts here today. Colin McCulley in the corner for 3, and it's good! Colin McCulley unconscious. Michael John Grover fouled by Cody Henry, and that'll put Perry into the bonus. Big free throws coming up for Grover. Perry's got to get it going here soon, Mike. They've been fluttering in between 7 and 2 for the last 6 minutes or so of game time. They really need to make their run here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we keep waiting for that run, and they just have been unable to string it together to this point, but they got 5 minutes left to try and put one together.
Ball no good. Loose ball taken by Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he lays it in. First bucket for the youngster. Timeout, Perry.
That was a really good play there by Mark Sanders Jr. That ball is going to be going the other way with Perry, and he was able to deflect that up in the air, and he had 3 waiting teammates to snatch it up and lay it in.
All right, Mike, let's take them through one more time, our sponsors. Beginning with Bubba's Landscape. Bubba's Landscape in Leroy, bringing you all of your residential and commercial snow removal needs. Shoveling and salting too, Mike. They're hiring shovelers and salters. I know you haven't done an ounce of manual labor in your life, so that's not for you, Mike. But hey, snowplow drivers, I know you can do that. Nice job.
I'm not a great driver, I've been told by
So
a few people.
So maybe that's not for you either. But also, affordable floor covering. Need a new carpet, new rug. You want to waterproof your floor in your basement, something like that. Pet friendly. Affordable floor covering, 0% financing is available. Great place to go on West Main Street in that plaza with value. So visit Affordable Floor Covering today.
Got to tell you, Alex, I'm real impressed right there. Because you read all of those ad spots without even having to read off anything. Just right off the top, you did all those.
I think I'm going to go to bed tonight and hear that in my head, Mike. Here we go. 9-point lead for Notre Dame. Dangerous territory for Perry. And that's not going to help as kind of a miscommunication. 2 teammates get tied up and
had an easy turnover there. Could have been going the other way, but 2 teammates collided.
Things are not looking good for Perry here. In desperate need of a stop.
Time's dwindling away in a hurry. They're running out of time to make the run.
McDonald driving down the middle of the lane, and he's contacted on the layup. Does not get it to go, though, but he'll head to the line for 2 shots. McDonald looking to send the Irish's lead into double digits, and he does. Oh, great give and go. McClurg to hockey.
Got to string together some stops here.
And you said it earlier, when Perry's offense is going good, they're moving the ball, they're moving the defense, and you just haven't seen enough of that tonight from the Yellow Jackets.
It's been a lot of standing still action out of Perry on offense.
So Tony Zambito heading to the line looking for his first points of the day. Got 2 quick fouls, did Zambito. Exited early, but now he's back looking to get on the score sheet, but he misses the first. Misses the second. So an opportunity here for Perry, down 8. Looking to cut it to 6 or 5, or even 4, and another foul on Zambito. And every time he's called for a foul, Mike, he looks like he just got, read the riot act or something.
He definitely has not agreed with a single foul called on him tonight.
It's kind of how I played, Mike.
I definitely believe that.
Well, it's exactly how you played as well.
I don't know if I've ever argued a call in my basketball playing life.
Oh, yeah, in your basketball life, maybe. I do recall tossing you from a Babe Ruth game when I was the umpire and you were the coach once. But
I think that actually happened twice.
We'll let that go for another day. 6-point lead for Notre Dame, and it's dwindling as Perry is on the comeback. McCulley, that's the guy you want with the ball. McCulley has been the stopper for Notre Dame at every turn. And he's open. They're just not getting him the ball. McDonald hanging in the air, and that's another talented player for the Irish. And he shows he can get it done as well. Gabe McDonald.
That's a tough shot, too. Big-time bucket there.
Under 3:30 to go. Michael Hockey, great move, and he just can't get it to go. Just like Zambito, I'm not sure if Coach Rapone has agreed with many calls here tonight either. Although there have been their fair share of questionable ones, Mike.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of with you on the three officials. I don't know if I like the three officials.
Sometimes it's too much. Hockey, 2 free throws, back to 6. Still plenty of time for Perry to overcome this 6-point deficit, but Notre Dame's just answered every single time. McDonald for 3, long. Michael John Grover with the rebound, and Perry will push it. DeVinny in the corner for Hockey. He's been the fire starter here in the second half for Perry. But there's Michael John Grover for 3, rattles out. DeVinny with a hustle rebound. They get it to Michael Hockey inside to Garrett McClurg, and it's rejected, but fouled beforehand by Mark Sanders Jr. And he'll go to the line for 2 shots with a chance to cut it to 4.
And right now, and I know I sound like a broken record if you've listened to us all day, the only reason Perry's hanging in this game is because they keep knocking down free throws.
And there's the announcer's jinx, if I've ever heard it, from Mike Rose.
That's what I'm here for.
As doubly so as Notre Dame has it now, and they'll look to push. McCulley just pulls it back out. Now they're looking to chew some clock, I believe. Zambito to McCulley, wide open. And a strong rebound from McDonald, and he's fouled on the rebound. How can you let that happen if you're Perry, leaving McCulley wide open like that?
I mean, the two things that have killed you all night is McCulley from 3 and McDonald on the glass, and we saw both of them on that possession. McCulley with a wide open 3, he misses, but McDonald's right there to clean it up, and he's got 2 free throws now.
Off the back iron. Six-point game, 2:20 to go, 4th quarter. Notre Dame in the lead, 7-point lead now. John Grover looking to drive, can't find it. Great backdoor cut from Hockey, but can't even find the rim. Mark Sanders Jr. comes up with the rebound.
It was a nice cut, but he rushed the shot.
It's tough for Hockey in there. Kind of a slighter frame, a shorter player. It's tough for him up amongst the trees. Sanders Jr. wide open. Knocks it down. Mark Sanders Jr. That could be the dagger, Mike. As Perry calls for a timeout, they now trail by 10.
Yeah, I think Perry may just be running out of time here. They just haven't been able to string together that run that we've been waiting for all game, that we thought was going to come at some point. It just hasn't come. And Notre Dame has just continued to plug away. And, you know, we mentioned there hasn't been many good shooting performances here tonight. But Notre Dame has shot the lights out from the three-point line in this game.
So with that, 1:44 to go, we'll take just a quick 20-second break. Another quick update from Calmum High School. Calmum defeats Gananda 89-67 and will meet rival York in the finals tomorrow. That should be a great game, Mike. Kalamon won the first meeting between the two, but York definitely capable. Not sure that's a shot you want out of a timeout, but Michael Hockey misses on the deep three, and going to have to start fouling soon if you're Perry, especially with the amount of free throws that the Irish have missed.
I was about to say, I would just start fouling right now. Got to be careful, though. That's Hockey's fourth.
Which one?
I believe it was Michael Hockey.
I see that last game with the Kuzmanos for Oakfield. It's same thing here. Brothers once again. I believe brothers. I don't have that on good authority, by the way, Mike. I've just been kind of going with that all year. I haven't been told otherwise.
I believe I was told today they are brothers.
All right, good. Feel better about that now. Or worse, depending on how you look at it. Mitchell Hockey with a deep three. And that's cashed. These guys take some deep threes, Mike, but that one able to go through. And
they got the range, that's for sure.
Now down to a 9-point game, as Mike will do his best to thank our advertisers.
Alex puts me on the spot with no ad reads whatsoever. Leave it to that guy. So, we'll thank our first sponsor, which is Bubba's Landscaping. Bubba's Landscaping, all of your landscaping needs and your snow plowing, snow shoveling, things of that nature. Affordable floor covering. You can check them out on West Main Street in the Value Plaza in Batavia.
All right, Mike, I have confirmed on good authority, the authority of Otis Thomas, Notre Dame alum, that the Hockeys are indeed brothers. So that's where I was. I had to run out, check that out, and there you go. Final minute of this ball game coming up as Notre Dame tries to play keep away, but now McCulley will give it back to McDonald, back to McCulley, back to McDonald. And a foul is called.
I got to tell you, I did not do a great job thanking our sponsors.
It's all right, Mike. You did your best, and that's all that counts.
Really a poor effort on my part.
I had to take a quick drink break, to be honest with you. I had to visit the water fountain out there. Getting a little bit parched. Third game, fourth one coming up. Stick around. McDonald sinks it. Back up to 10 is Notre Dame's lead. Perry. Hockey pulls up from the volleyball line. And that goes in, my goodness. Nice trap there, but a foul is called. And when he took that shot, I looked at Coach Macaluso. And he put his hands up as if to say, what the heck are you doing? And then, of course, it went in, and then he went, all right, get on defense. So, Hockey is not afraid to pull the trigger from the parking lot.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's definitely the deepest shot of the day.
I'll tell you what, that reminds me of my brother, the way he used to play. He used to pull up from almost half court. Maybe one too many there for Hockey, and it looks like Coach Macaluso may be taking him out now. Is Deviney on the rebound, gets it to Michael John Grover, hanging. We have a foul called off the ball on Michael Hockey. And we have a substitution.
I believe that's his fifth foul.
Chisholm coming in for Hockey. I think Coach Macaluso just said, you know what? Maybe a little too aggressive there.
And just like that, both the Hockeys take a seat on the bench.
Fitzpatrick with it in the corner, and he'll be fouled. And what's a now 8-point game with 14 and a half seconds to go.
And it looks like that's all she wrote in this one.
Fitzpatrick unable to convert on either attempt. Caleb Carr for three. Banks it in. Bank is open, Mike. Has been all night.
It has been all night. You are
Perry
correct.
fouls in desperation. 5-point lead with only 2 seconds to go. I'm afraid this one is all but over. And before we get on out of here, we'd like to thank our sponsors just one more time. Bubba's Landscaping, also Affordable Floor Covering, Western New York Center for Ankle and Foot Health, and also the Whiting Law Firm. So thank you to those four. They'll continue to sponsor these broadcasts going into Monday's final round and including our next game, as you missed that free throw, also including our next game between Batavia and Leroy. So look forward to that. This one is all over. Perry loses to Notre Dame by 6. And Notre Dame is headed to the finals where they'll meet the Elbow Lancers.
Yeah, I mean, this one, Notre Dame came out red hot, jumped out to an early lead, and Perry just did not have enough juice to get over the hump at any point in this game. They hung around all night, really, but they just could not get over the hump at any point in this game. Both of the Hockey brothers played well, but they just couldn't find that third guy somewhere tonight, and unfortunately for them, they just didn't have enough. Unfortunately for Notre Dame, they are heading to the championship.
That'll do it. Alex Brasky for Mike Rose of the Batavia Daily News. Join us again in about 15 minutes for our last game of the night. The marathon's over, Mike, or almost over. Batavia versus Leroy. The winner goes to the large school finals.